Hey everyone, welcome to the official assembly video for the Climalytic Pole Mount. If you're unfamiliar with this product, I'd recommend watching our unboxing video first, because in today's video we're going to show you how to actually install your pole mount outside. There will be instructions on the bottom side of the video, but of course you can follow along with the instruction manual as well, which can be downloaded online or found in the box. So we're going to begin by assembling the base or the anchor of the pole mount, which is composed of the center spike, the center bushing, and the L brackets. Now the most important thing to note about this step is that there are two types of L brackets. The type 1 L brackets, which have holes that are closer together, and the type 2 brackets, which have holes that are further apart. So just make sure you group those and start by installing the type 1 L brackets on opposite sides of one another, and then move on to the type 2 L brackets. And also don't tighten the nuts too much until the base has been fully assembled. Once the base has been fully assembled, we can hammer it into the ground. Typically, a sledgehammer works best for this, and we also advise placing something like a piece of wood on top of the center spike before striking it, just to prevent any potential damage. Also, we only want to strike that center spike and not anywhere on the L brackets. Attaching the pole to the base is quite simple. Just align the holes on the bottom of the pole to the holes on the top of the center spike and bolt everything together. If the holes on the bottom of the pole are not open, then just extend the top of that telescoping pole a little bit until they are. If not pre-installed, find the bubble level in the box and stick it on top of the pole. Then as you're hammering in the ground stakes through the holes at the ends of the L brackets, just keep an eye on that bubble level to ensure that the pole is vertically centered. And that's actually it for the main installation of the pole mount. Most people are going to be all set at this stage, but if you need extra anchoring and stability, then you can install the guy wires as well. To attach a guy wire to the pole, we'll first need to remove the cable from its tensioner lock by pressing down on the plug on the lock and pulling on the end of the cable. Then you can thread that cable through one of the eye hooks on the guy wire collar found on the pole, and then re-lock it into the plug on that tensioner lock. It's best to reference the manual as you're doing this because it shows exactly how this works. The guy wires can be very difficult to see once they're installed, and so for safety purposes we include some marker flags which can help warn people about the presence of those wires. When hammering in the ground stakes, which secure the guy wires to the ground, keep the wires a bit loose at first, and then tighten them at the top with the tensioner locks. And with that, the pole mount is fully assembled, although as you probably know, this pole mount is compatible with the tropo precipitation gauge, as well as other small weather stations and things like birdhouses, cameras, and other outdoor accessories. And so in this video, we're also going to show how you can mount your tropo gauge to the pole mount. The tropo box comes with everything you need to mount your tropo gauge to a pole, including the mounting bracket, zip ties, and an adhesive strip, which you'll want to stick onto the back of the mounting bracket. This just adds extra friction between the bracket and the pole, which can help prevent sliding. The tropo gauge also comes with 8 bird deterrent rods, which you can easily install by hand if you'd like. These are optional, but they can help prevent birds from sitting on top of your rain gauge. Once the mounting bracket is installed to the pole, you can slide the back of the outer cylinder onto the mounting bracket, and then, of course, the inner cylinder goes inside the outer cylinder, and the cap snaps on top. If you'd like a more in-depth overview of the tropo gauge, then check out our tropo unboxing video. It's worth noting as well that the tropo also includes a bubble level, which can be placed on top of the mounting bracket to ensure that the gauge is centered vertically. When you go to remove your gauge from the mount, at that point you can optionally switch to the handle, which may make it easier to carry or pour the gauge, especially if it's filled with water. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or if you run into any issues when you're trying to assemble your own pole mount, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to help. If you don't have a pole mount yet, but you'd like to purchase one, you can do that online at the Climalytic store. We'll leave a link to that in the description. Thanks again for watching.